There is a silent truth that only those who rise above mediocrity in relationships understand. True partnership is built in the private moments, while others waste their breath seeking validation from the outside world. The wise couple channels their energy into something far greater, committed action. The Stoics, those ancient masters of discipline, knew that talking about a good marriage meant nothing. It was action, and action alone, that separated the extraordinary relationships from the mediocre. There will always be doubters, those who do not believe in the path you walk together. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them wait to see results while you and your partner are busy creating them. True success in a relationship is not about proving others wrong. It is about proving yourselves right. You are not here to meet their expectations. You are here to exceed your own. And if you ever feel like stopping, if doubt creeps in or fatigue tries to break you, remember that the struggles you endure today as a couple are the foundation of the success you will stand on tomorrow. This is the way of the Stoic partnership, the path of silent excellence. Do not let the distractions of the external world deter you from your purpose. Every day you commit to your discipline as a couple, every challenge you embrace together, you become stronger. You are forging yourselves into something unshakable, something extraordinary. And when the world finally turns its eyes toward your relationship, it will not be because you sought its approval, but because your mastery, your persistence, and your results have made your presence undeniable. So trust the process. Let go of the need for immediate recognition as the perfect couple. Focus on the work of building a meaningful relationship and let the world catch up later. Because when they finally see you, they won't just see a couple who succeeded. They will see two individuals who refused to stop, who chose effort over comfort, and who mastered the art of silent greatness in their union. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic minds, wrote in his private journal, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." This quote embodies the essence of true progress in a relationship. Stop discussing what must be done to be good partners and simply be good partners. Words mean nothing in the absence of execution. You may declare your love to the world, but unless you prove it through your deeds, they are nothing more than empty whispers lost in the wind. The world does not reward those who talk about their relationship. It respects those who work relentlessly in silence, away from the distractions of external noise, to build something truly extraordinary. Many seek applause for their relationship before they have even earned it, announcing their happiness in hopes of recognition. But in doing so, they expose themselves to doubt, envy, and discouragement. Every moment spent justifying your partnership to others is a moment stolen from the work itself. If you truly want to transform your relationship, you must shut out the world, lock in on your shared goals, and let your results do the talking. This is the nature of true power in a partnership. It is built in silence, nurtured by patience, and revealed only when fully realized. This journey will not be easy. You will face resistance, doubt, and temptation. Your own minds will try to trick you into seeking validation, into proving yourselves before your work is complete. But resist this urge. True mastery in a relationship is not about being seen. It is about being undeniable. The world will take notice in time, not because you demanded its attention, but because your results spoke louder than any words ever could. So let us embark on this path together, the Stoic way of partnership. Let us step into the shadows, embrace the discipline of silent effort, and emerge only when our success makes the noise for us. Chapter 1. The Power of Silent Partnership. Most couples live their lives in a loop of talking and seeking validation. They announce their happiness, crave recognition for their relationship, and seek approval from friends and family. But the Stoics knew that true discipline in a partnership is silent. Epictetus, a former slave-turned-philosopher, taught that we should not speak about our progress, only show it through action. When you vocalize your relationship goals too soon, you give others the opportunity to weigh in, judge, or even dissuade you from your path. The mind, easily influenced by external noise, begins to shift its focus from doing to defending, from action to explanation. Imagine a couple crafting their relationship like master artisans. They do not announce to the world that they are building something extraordinary. They simply work day by day, moment by moment. They shape their connection until one day the world sees their masterpiece. But by then, the work is already done. Now imagine another couple who constantly pauses to tell people about their relationship, looking around for approval, waiting for acknowledgement before each step. Their progress is slower, their focus diluted, and their energy divided between work and seeking external validation. This same principle applies to relationship growth. If you constantly tell the world about your intentions before you have built anything of substance, you invite resistance, doubt, and unnecessary expectations. The mind, eager for validation, becomes entangled in external judgment instead of directing energy toward the task at hand. You dissipate it through explanations, justifications, and premature celebrations. The wise couple understands that effort speaks for itself, and the need to be seen is often a distraction from true progress. There is also a psychological factor at play. Studies show that talking about your relationship goals can create a false sense of accomplishment, tricking your brain into believing progress has been made when in reality nothing has changed. It provides the illusion of achievement without actual results. The moment you announce your plans as a couple, you tap into the dopamine rush of external validation, which can reduce your intrinsic motivation to follow through. True discipline in a partnership is built in moments of solitude and privacy. The silent couple moves forward without applause, without validation, and without permission. Each day, each act of love and respect, each moment of effort compounds until one day the results are undeniable. That is the power of silent partnership. Commit to a 30-day challenge together, choose one relationship goal, and work towards it without telling a soul. Keep a private journal, but do not share your progress. Watch how this silence builds momentum and self-reliance. This is how extraordinary relationships are built. They begin in silence, away from prying eyes, shielded from the judgment of those who do not understand the depth of true commitment. The same applies to building communication skills, emotional resilience, and personal growth within the relationship. Those who succeed are not the couples who seek attention before they have achieved anything. They are the partners who immerse themselves fully in their work, sacrificing distractions, resisting the urge to seek recognition, and trusting in the compounding effects of their effort. They grow steadily, patiently, and intentionally until they reach a level where their progress is impossible to ignore. Chapter 2. Why seeking validation destroys relationships. The moment you seek validation for your relationship, you give power to others. The Stoics taught that external approval is irrelevant, fleeting, and unreliable. Seneca, a statesman and philosopher, warned that those who depend on praise will always be slaves to opinion, forever at the mercy of shifting public perception. Consider a couple building their life together. If they constantly ask others for their thoughts on their relationship decisions, they will never complete their masterpiece. True mastery requires internal validation. The only people who need to believe in your path are you and your partner. But what if the couple was swayed by each comment, making changes at every suggestion? They would never develop their own unique bond, their own vision, or their own shared wisdom. Their relationship would be fragmented, lacking conviction, always morphing to please others rather than remaining true to itself. The same applies to your partnership. If you base the quality of your relationship on how others perceive it, you will always be controlled by external forces. If people approve of your choices, you feel good. If they disapprove, you feel inadequate. But in both cases, your emotions and sense of self as a couple are dictated by forces outside of you. The Stoics understood that this is a dangerous way to live. A relationship spent constantly adjusting to public opinion is not a relationship lived on your own terms. True power comes from mutual self-belief. When you remove the need for external validation, you become unshakable as partners. You trust yourselves, your work, and your journey together, regardless of who is watching or what they think. This is why the greatest relationships in history, the true masters of partnership, often operate in relative privacy. They understand that the loudest applause comes not from speaking of their plans, but from the undeniable success of their execution. Reflect on an area of your relationship where you seek validation. Ask yourselves, are we doing this for us or for the approval of others? Make a list of 3 goals you want to pursue solely for your own growth as a couple, without sharing them with anyone. But this performance does nothing to strengthen the actual bond. It only creates a facade that eventually crumbles under pressure. The Stoic approach to partnership is fundamentally different. It recognizes that the strength of a relationship is not measured by external opinions, but by the internal harmony and resilience built over time. It understands that seeking validation creates dependency, and dependency creates weakness. Instead, focus on building a relationship that stands on its own merits, one that satisfies your shared values and goals rather than the expectations of others. When you stop performing for an audience, you can direct that energy toward genuine growth and authentic connection. This doesn't mean isolating yourselves from the world or rejecting all feedback. It means developing the discernment to know whose opinions truly matter and the strength to stand firm in your shared convictions, even when faced with opposition. Remember, the greatest validation comes not from outside, but from within. From the knowledge that you are building something true to yourselves, something of genuine value that serves your highest good as individuals and as partners. Chapter 3. The art of detachment from opinion in your relationship. The Stoics taught that we must detach ourselves from the opinions of others to remain free. The more you care about external noise, the less control you have over your own relationship. Imagine you and your partner are walking through a storm. The wind howls, the rain lashes against your skin, and the path ahead is shrouded in mist. If you react to every gust of wind, every clap of thunder, you will be thrown off course, stumbling and hesitating at every step. But if you focus on your strides, placing one foot in front of the other with unwavering determination, you will move forward despite the chaos around you. The world is that storm, and opinions, distractions, and external judgments are the wind. Many couples stop in their tracks when they hear the whispers of others. They slow down, unsure, doubting whether they should continue. The Stoics understood that such hesitation is a trap. When you allow the voices of the world to dictate your pace as a couple, you relinquish control over your own journey. The key is to trust yourselves, to move with purpose regardless of the noise surrounding you. In relationships, the storm will always be there. It may take the form of doubt from family members, the negativity of supposed friends, or the internal fears that arise in moments of uncertainty. But just as seasoned travelers learn to endure harsh weather, you must learn to walk through adversity with an unshakable mindset. If you react to every changing gust, every clap of thunder, you will be thrown off course. But if you set your sights on your destination and continue moving forward together, no force can truly stop you. A tree that bends to every wind will never grow tall and strong. It must root itself deeply, resisting the force of external influences while standing firm in its place. The deeper the roots, the stronger the tree becomes, able to weather even the fiercest of storms. The same is true for your relationship. Your foundation, your shared values, your discipline, your resilience, and your mutual self-awareness determines whether you stand strong or are swayed by every passing opinion. When you walk your path together, there will be those who doubt you, who try to break your momentum, who throw stones from the sidelines. Some will do so out of jealousy, others from their own fears projected onto you. But remember, their voices are just noise, and noise cannot stop you unless you let it. Their doubts have no real power. Only your belief in yourselves does. Your focus must remain on the path ahead. Ignore the distractions, silence the voices that do not serve your growth, and continue moving forward with quiet determination. Imagine yourselves as a ship sailing through turbulent waters. The waves crash, the wind howls, but if your course is set and you hold the wheel with steady hands, you will reach your destination. The storm will pass, but your progress will remain. And when the skies clear, you will stand unshaken, not because the journey was easy, but because you chose to endure it together. This detachment from opinion is not about becoming cold or indifferent. It's about developing the discernment to know which voices serve your highest good and which ones merely distract you from your path. It's about building an internal compass that guides you even when the external signposts are confusing or misleading. As a couple, practice this art of detachment daily. When faced with unsolicited advice or criticism about your relationship, pause before reacting. Ask yourselves, does this serve our growth? Does this align with our values? Or is this merely noise that distracts us from our path? By developing this filter, you protect the sacred space of your relationship from the intrusion of unhelpful opinions. You maintain sovereignty over your choices, your pace, and your direction. And in doing so, you build not just a relationship that withstands external pressures, but one that thrives because of its independence from them. Chapter 4. The Stoic Mindset on Hard Work. In relationships, hard work in a relationship is a sacred practice. The Stoics believed that labor shapes character. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. The struggle itself is the reward. Without adversity, there is no growth. Without pain, there is no transformation. A weak couple avoids hard work, but the wise couple embraces it, understanding that effort is the crucible in which extraordinary relationships are forged. Look at mountain climbers, scaling a peak together. Every step is painful, every breath is a battle. The higher they climb, the thinner the air, the steeper the slope, the harsher the conditions. Yet they do not stop because they know the summit awaits. They do not focus on how far they have left to go, or how difficult each step feels. They only concern themselves with the next movement, the next foothold, the next breath. Their progress is slow, grueling, but steady. In the same way, a meaningful relationship demands effort. You must endure, persist, and embrace the grind. Many wish for a perfect partnership, but few are willing to endure the hardship required to build one. The path of least resistance is the road most traveled, but it leads nowhere. It is the difficult path, the unyielding path, that carves out the relationships that rise above the rest. True strength is built in adversity, and true resilience is forged in struggle. Those who shy away from the hard path will never know what they are truly capable of achieving together. A soldier does not become battle-hardened by avoiding the battlefield. He faces challenges head-on, learning to adapt, fight, and endure. Likewise, a relationship that is never challenged, partners who are never pushed, and a bond that is never tested remain fragile and weak. If you wish to forge yourselves into an unbreakable couple, you must be willing to go through what the weak fear, the discomfort, the failure, the difficult conversations, and the self-doubt that comes with relentless effort. Understand this: the work you put in today will determine the relationship you have tomorrow. Every moment of effort compounds, stacking upon itself like bricks in the foundation of a fortress. You cannot expect greatness without sacrifice. You cannot demand results without discipline. The heights of relationship achievement are reserved for those who consistently put in the work when no one is watching, those who push forward when no one is cheering them on, and those who refuse to stop when the road gets difficult. Hard work is not an inconvenience. It is an essential component of relationship mastery. The couple who disciplines themselves to work through exhaustion, doubt, and setbacks is the one who will one day stand above the rest. They will not have arrived at the summit by accident nor by luck, but through thousands of hours of unseen toil, through countless moments of choosing perseverance over ease. The Stoics understood this well. Progress is not given, it is earned, and only those willing to sacrifice their comfort will ever taste true success in partnership. Choose one hard thing to do together daily. It could be having a difficult conversation you've been avoiding, practicing active listening for 20 minutes, or committing to a shared challenge that pushes you both. Train yourselves to embrace discomfort, for that is where relationship strength is built. Additionally, at the end of each day, reflect on one moment where you overcame resistance together. Document it in a journal and track your progress over time. You will see the proof of your endurance, and with it, your transformation as a couple. Remember that the hard work in a relationship isn't just about solving problems. It's about proactively building something extraordinary. It's about the daily disciplines of showing up for each other, of choosing love even when it's difficult, of maintaining respect even in disagreement. Most couples avoid this hard work. They settle for comfortable mediocrity, choosing the path of least resistance. They wonder why their relationship lacks depth, why the passion fades, why they feel disconnected. They fail to understand that an extraordinary relationship, like any masterpiece, requires extraordinary effort. But you're not most couples. You understand that embracing the difficulty is precisely what makes your bond unbreakable. You know that choosing the harder path together creates a shared strength that the easy path never could. And in this knowledge lies your power, the power to build a relationship that not only endures, but thrives through the very challenges that would break others. Chapter 5: Embracing Relationship. Failures as fuel for growth. Failure in a relationship is not the end, it is a lesson. The Stoics did not view failure as something to be feared, but as something to be used. Seneca once wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Every setback you encounter as a couple is a test of your resilience, an opportunity to grow stronger together. Failure is not a verdict. It is an invitation to refine your strategy, strengthen your resolve, and grow beyond your previous limits. Too many couples are discouraged by failures because they see them as proof that they are not good enough. They take it personally, believing that each setback defines their worth as partners. But the Stoics understood that failure is simply feedback. It is a reflection of where you are, not where you will remain. Every great couple has stumbled, fallen, and faced obstacles that seemed insurmountable. What separates them from the rest is their ability to learn, adapt, and push forward together despite the setbacks. Those who embrace failure as a necessary part of relationship progress will find themselves advancing far beyond those who avoid challenge and risk. Imagine a couple training for a marathon together. The first few runs may be painful. They may feel weak, slow, and exhausted. But rather than quitting, they return each day, running a little farther, pushing a little harder. Over time, their endurance grows, their muscles strengthen, their speed increases. The struggle they once feared becomes their greatest source of pride. The same principle applies to relationships. A couple does not master communication by avoiding difficult conversations. They learn by struggling through complex issues. They do not become emotionally resilient by evading conflict. They grow by facing challenges head-on and working through them together. Growth is always preceded by discomfort, and failure is merely a stepping stone toward mastery. Failure, when viewed correctly, is a teacher. It reveals weaknesses, exposes gaps in understanding, and presents an opportunity to correct course. The Stoics believed in accepting setbacks with grace, learning from them, and moving forward with greater wisdom. They did not wallow in self-pity or allow failure to define them. Instead, they analyzed their missteps, adjusted their approach, and continued onward with renewed purpose. Write down a recent failure in your relationship. Instead of focusing on the disappointment, list 3 lessons you can learn from it. How can this failure make you stronger as a couple? What adjustments can you make moving forward? Look at failure as a tool rather than a punishment. Embrace failure as fuel, and you will never fear it again. More importantly, commit to failing forward. View each setback as part of a larger journey toward growth, and never allow a single failure to stop your momentum. When you argue, when you misunderstand each other, when you fall short of your expectations, these are not signs that your relationship is broken. They are opportunities to build something stronger than before. The couples who succeed are not those who never fail. They are those who use failure as a catalyst for transformation. They do not hide from their mistakes or pretend they don't exist. They face them with courage, extract the wisdom they contain, and apply that wisdom to build a more resilient bond. This approach requires humility, the willingness to admit when you are wrong, to recognize your limitations, and to accept responsibility for your actions. It requires vulnerability, the courage to open yourself to potential hurt in the service of deeper connection. And it requires vision, the ability to see beyond the immediate pain to the growth that awaits on the other side. When you embrace this mindset together, failure loses its power to discourage you. Instead, it becomes a trusted teacher, guiding you toward a relationship that is not perfect, but perfectly resilient, capable of withstanding any challenge because it has been forged in the fire of previous failures, each one making you stronger than the last. Chapter 6. Mastering Emotional Control in Your Partnership. The Stoics understood that true strength is not found in the ability to dominate others, but in the ability to master oneself. Emotional control is a defining characteristic of a strong relationship, and this control is cultivated through awareness, discipline, and perspective. Many couples react impulsively to relationship challenges. They let anger control them, fear paralyze them, and doubt dictate their actions. They see emotions as forces beyond their control, leading them to act irrationally in moments of stress. The Stoic couple, however, remains calm, composed, and unshaken. They understand that while emotions are natural, they do not have to dictate behavior. Instead of being ruled by feelings, they acknowledge them, process them, and respond with intention rather than impulse. Emotional mastery is not about denying emotions, but about understanding their source and ensuring that reason, rather than raw feeling, guides your actions as partners. The difference between the average couple and the Stoic couple is that the Stoic couple does not allow external events to determine their inner state. They recognize that frustration, anger, or fear arise not from events themselves, but from their interpretations of those events. By adjusting their perception, they retain control over their emotions rather than becoming victims of circumstance. Imagine a raging river. If you fall into it, you may panic, flailing wildly against the current, wasting energy and increasing your chances of drowning. But if you remain calm, assess the flow, and move with purpose, you increase your chances of navigating safely to shore. Emotions are like that river. wild and unpredictable, but manageable if approached with awareness and skill. If you let emotions control your relationship, you will be thrown off course, reacting to every external influence like a ship without a rudder. You will be at the mercy of circumstances, easily swayed by fear, frustration, or fleeting desires. Each reaction will be dictated not by logic, but by impulse, making you vulnerable to manipulation and unnecessary suffering. But if you master your emotions together, you will always be in control of your direction, navigating even the most turbulent waters with clarity and strength. The world is unpredictable, and adversity is inevitable. But your ability to regulate your inner world will determine your success as a couple. By cultivating emotional discipline, you become the eye of the storm, a still, calm force unaffected by chaos. Emotional mastery requires patience and intentional effort. It begins with self-awareness, understanding how emotions arise and why they influence you. It continues with self-discipline, training yourselves to pause, reflect, and respond with wisdom rather than react impulsively. With time, it evolves into an unshakable state of inner fortitude, where no insult, setback, or external pressure can rob you of your peace as partners. The ability to manage emotions is not an innate gift. It is a skill that can be honed, a discipline that can be strengthened with practice and commitment. Like warriors sharpening their blades, you must refine your ability to control your reactions daily. The goal is not to suppress emotions, but to channel them productively. Anger can be transformed into motivation, fear can be converted into caution and preparation, doubt can serve as a signal to improve. Every emotion carries energy. It is up to you to decide whether that energy weakens or strengthens your relationship. The next time you feel anger, frustration, or fear rising within you during a disagreement, pause. Take 3 deep breaths. Ask yourself, is this emotion helping us or controlling us? Choose your response with intention, not impulse. Reflect on how you handled the situation and note how conscious awareness allows you to reclaim power over your emotions. This practice, when shared by both partners, creates a relationship environment where emotions are honored but not given unchecked power. Emotional control also enables true intimacy. When you can approach your feelings with awareness rather than being consumed by them, you can share them more effectively with your partner. You can be vulnerable without being reactive, honest without being hurtful, passionate without being impulsive. This balance between feeling deeply and thinking clearly is the hallmark of a Stoic partnership. It allows you to navigate the inevitable storms of relationship life with a steady hand, maintaining your course even when the emotional weather turns violent. Remember that emotional control is not emotional suppression. The Stoics did not advocate for a cold, detached approach to life. They understood that emotions are an essential part of the human experience. The key is not to eliminate them, but to integrate them with reason, to feel fully while thinking clearly, to be moved without being carried away. In your relationship, practice this balance daily. Feel deeply, love passionately, but always with the guidance of wisdom. In this way, you build a partnership that is both emotionally rich and emotionally stable, a rare and powerful combination. Chapter 7. The power of consistency and habit in your relationship. Greatness in a relationship is not built overnight. The Stoics knew that the small things we do daily shape the people we become and the relationships we build. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." If you wish to be strong, disciplined, and successful partners, your daily habits must reflect those traits. Success as a couple is not a sudden event, but a cumulative effect of daily effort. The strongest relationships are built moment by moment, just as the strongest character is forged through small, consistent actions. Most relationships fail because they rely on motivation. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes like the wind. Some days you feel unstoppable in your commitment, and other days you struggle to show up for your partner. But discipline, built through consistent action, is unwavering. The couple who succeeds is not the one who works hard occasionally, but the one who works hard every single day, regardless of how they feel. Success is not about bursts of energy. It is about steady, relentless effort. Even on days when inspiration is absent, action must continue. True discipline in a relationship is the ability to act independently of emotions, to work even when it is difficult, tedious, or unrewarding in the short term. Consider the power of water dripping onto a rock. A single drop does nothing, but over time, with unwavering consistency, even the hardest stone is shaped and carved. Your actions as partners may seem small in the moment, but repeated over time, they will shape your future in ways you cannot yet see. The couple who communicates daily builds understanding. The partners who show appreciation consistently strengthen their bond. The relationship that prioritizes growth continuously evolves into something extraordinary. The key is to trust the process, even when progress seems invisible. This is the Stoic principle of incremental improvement, focusing not on immediate results but on small, continuous advancements that over time build to something formidable. There is a compounding effect to effort in a relationship. The small habits you cultivate today will determine what your partnership becomes years from now. If you discipline yourselves to prioritize each other, to communicate honestly, to resolve conflicts healthily, and to continuously improve your connection, you will one day find yourselves in a relationship others will call lucky. But luck has little to do with it. It is simply the visible result of unseen consistency. While others waste time waiting for the right moment or for motivation to strike, those who rely on discipline steadily rise. They do not allow themselves to be ruled by fleeting emotions or temporary setbacks. They understand that action precedes motivation, not the other way around. If you ever doubt the importance of consistency in your relationship, consider the alternative: inconsistency. A couple who communicates only when they feel like it will never truly understand each other. Partners who show appreciation only when inspired will never cultivate deep gratitude. A relationship that grows only when convenient will never achieve greatness. The discipline to show up every day, regardless of circumstances, is what sets extraordinary relationships apart. Those who are willing to commit to small daily improvements will eventually surpass even the most naturally compatible but inconsistent couples. The secret to success is not found in sudden bursts of effort, but in unwavering, disciplined action over long periods. Greatness in a relationship is not the result of a single breakthrough, but the accumulation of thousands of small decisions consistently made with purpose. Think of the couple who resolves conflicts daily, refining their communication techniques word by word. Think of the partners who steadily improve their connection, one small act of kindness at a time. Each small effort compounds into an undeniable force that leads to mastery. The Stoics understood that the key to transformation is consistency. The greatest partnerships were not shaped in a single moment of inspiration, but through years of deliberate effort. Just as a sculptor chips away at stone until the masterpiece is revealed, you must chip away at your weaknesses, refining yourselves through daily action. Each choice to practice discipline, to focus on your relationship, to persist despite difficulties, is another stroke of the chisel, shaping you into something greater than before. True commitment means honoring your partnership even when it's difficult, even when no immediate rewards are evident. It means believing in the unseen progress, in the silent transformations happening within. It is easy to show up when results are tangible, but real discipline is forged in the moments where progress seems invisible. The Stoics did not concern themselves with quick results. They understood that lasting greatness is cultivated through daily perseverance, through disciplined action that compounds like interest over time. If you abandon effort because results do not appear instantly, you will never reach your full potential as a couple. The wise understand that patience and persistence are the true markers of greatness. Commit to the process, not just the outcome. Trust that every disciplined effort, no matter how small, is contributing to something larger. Success as a couple does not arrive in an instant. It is built in silence, in the repetition of daily habits, and in the resilience to keep going when others quit. Identify one habit that will lead you closer to your relationship goals. Commit to doing it daily, no matter how small the effort. Track your progress and watch as consistency transforms your partnership. To ensure success, create a system where you cannot fail. Pair your habit with an existing routine, set reminders, and hold each other accountable by recording your efforts in a journal. Over time, the habit will become second nature, and discipline will replace the need for motivation. As a Stoic exercise, at the end of each week, reflect on your progress. Where were you consistent? Where did you falter? Make adjustments and refine your process until self-discipline becomes effortless. The power of consistency cannot be overstated. It is the silent force that transforms ordinary relationships into extraordinary ones, not through dramatic gestures, but through the humble power of showing up day after day, moment after moment, choice after choice. Chapter 8. Silence as a strategy for relationship. Silence is often mistaken for weakness, but the Stoics knew that silence is a weapon. When you speak less, you listen more. When you listen more, you learn. And when you learn, you gain an advantage over those who waste their words. A couple who masters silence masters control, not just over their speech, but over their energy, their time, and their presence. The ability to hold back words, to withhold immediate reactions, and to think before speaking is an indication of inner power. Too many relationships reveal their problems too soon. They talk about their challenges, their struggles, their conflicts to friends, family, and even strangers, only to lose the sacred privacy that protects their bond. When you verbalize your relationship difficulties prematurely, you invite skepticism, distractions, and even inappropriate advice from others. Worse yet, studies show that announcing intentions can create a false sense of accomplishment, reducing motivation to follow through. The mind, feeling as though progress has already been made, loses the urgency to act. This is why many couples start with great enthusiasm but never follow through on their plans to improve. Their words replace their work. The wise couple, however, understands that real power is in restraint. They move in silence, work in private, and allow their results to speak for them. Every moment spent explaining your relationship to others is a moment taken away from actually building it. True achievers do not need validation at the beginning of their journey because they know that success is not something to be discussed. It is something to be built. The more time you spend talking about your plans as a couple, the less time you have to take action. And without action, ideas remain nothing more than illusions. Instead of speaking about your relationship ambitions, channel that energy into execution. Let your silence create an aura of mystery, an element of surprise. People will only know what you're building together when they see the undeniable proof of your dedication. By that time, words will be unnecessary because your achievements will speak for themselves. The great partnerships of history understood this principle. They did not broadcast their struggles or their strategies. They knew that privacy creates a sacred space where true intimacy can flourish, where vulnerabilities can be shared without judgment, and where growth can occur without external interference. Military strategists operate under secrecy, knowing that the element of surprise determines the victor. Even in nature, the most successful predators do not announce their approach. They strike with precision when the moment is right. Imagine a couple navigating life's challenges. They do not announce every disagreement, every obstacle, or every plan for improvement. They move quietly, patiently, unseen, until the moment of action, when their strength is revealed. Be like this couple. Let others speculate while you execute. Let them talk while you build. Let your actions speak so loudly that words are unnecessary, because when you truly succeed as partners, you will not need to tell people. You will simply become undeniable. For the next 30 days, practice strategic silence as a couple. Do not discuss your relationship challenges, your struggles, or your progress with others. Work in the shadows and observe how much more focused and powerful you feel together. This silence extends beyond what you share with others. It also applies to how you communicate with each other. Many couples fill their relationship with noise, constant talking, endless discussion, excessive processing. While communication is vital, so too is the ability to be silent together, to create space for reflection, for integration, for the unspoken understanding that grows in quietude. The Stoics understood that words, when overused, lose their power. They become cheap, easily discarded, quickly forgotten. But words used sparingly, at the right moment, carry weight. They penetrate deeply. They remain. In your relationship, practice the discipline of speaking only when it truly matters. Before you speak, ask yourself, is this necessary? Is this helpful? Is this kind? If the answer to any of these questions is no, perhaps silence is the better choice. This doesn't mean suppressing important thoughts or avoiding necessary conversations. It means being intentional with your communication, understanding that every word carries energy, and choosing to direct that energy toward what truly matters. The space created by silence is not empty, it is full of potential. It allows for deeper listening, for true presence, for the kind of connection that happens beyond words. In this space, intuition flourishes, empathy deepens, and understanding grows. Strategic silence is not about withholding or stonewalling. It is about creating room for something more powerful than words to emerge. The quiet knowing that comes from two souls truly attuned to each other. This is the highest form of communication, one that transcends language and speaks directly to the heart. Chapter 9. Enduring together through relationship challenges. The road to a masterful relationship is often challenging. The Stoics accepted this as a reality of the journey. Seneca wrote, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve." The process is mutual, for men learn while they teach. This means that on your path as a couple, you may face external resistance, internal doubts, and walk through difficult seasons together. The pursuit of an extraordinary relationship demands sacrifice, and often that sacrifice is comfort. Not everyone will understand your commitment to each other. Some will criticize you for working too hard on your relationship. Others will try to pull you back into comfort, mediocrity, and distraction. The average person resists those who strive for something greater because it forces them to confront their own inaction. Your discipline, your relentless pursuit of a profound connection, serves as a mirror reflecting what others are unwilling to do in their own relationships. Some will resent you for this. Some will mock your efforts. Others will try to dissuade you from the path. But remember, the opinions of the idle hold no weight. The judgments of those unwilling to strive should never deter those who refuse to settle. You must be prepared to face challenges together, if necessary. The path of relationship greatness is not crowded, but that is what makes it so rewarding. Many desire the rewards of a deep partnership, but few are willing to embrace the difficulties it requires. Do not fear these challenges. Use them. Let them shape you as a couple. Let them refine your focus. The difficulties faced together allow you to hear the voice of wisdom more clearly, to think deeply, and to sharpen your connection. It is in these moments of challenge, away from distractions, that the most profound transformations occur. Think of warriors training together. While others waste time, they sharpen their swords, strengthen their bodies, and discipline their minds. Each moment of difficulty is another step towards mastery. They do not seek validation for their efforts, nor do they need encouragement to continue. They understand that the battle is won long before it begins, forged in the unseen hours of preparation. When the moment of challenge arrives, they are ready. The sacrifices they made prepare them for the victory ahead. But challenge is not just about preparation. It is also about discovery. It is in those moments of difficulty that the greatest breakthroughs happen. The couple who retreats into the challenge does so not to escape growth, but to understand it better. The partners who face obstacles together do so not to remain stuck, but to emerge with something that changes their relationship forever. Difficulties, when faced with purpose, become a tool for transformation. Challenges allow you to refine your connection, eliminate distractions, and develop a deeper bond without the constant noise of the outside world. Your love becomes sharper, your vision clearer, and your purpose more defined. Many of the greatest relationships in history valued challenge as a means to cultivate wisdom and innovation. They understood that in difficulty they could hear each other more clearly, analyze their actions without bias, and refine their purpose without external interference. And yet, facing challenges is not easy. The human heart craves comfort, and difficulties can feel like an unbearable weight. But there is a difference between being challenged and being defeated. Those who embrace difficulty as a tool for growth never truly feel defeated. They fill their minds with wisdom, their days with progress, and their hearts with purpose. They do not seek validation from the crowd because they know their work is enough. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, they recognize challenge as a privilege, a chance to build something meaningful without distraction. Challenge also teaches you self-sufficiency as a couple. Many relationships fear difficulty because they have never developed the ability to rely on themselves. They seek external validation, constant support, and entertainment to fill the void left by a lack of inner fulfillment. They confuse challenge with failure, failing to recognize that the ability to stand strong together is a mark of true partnership. The Stoics knew that true power comes from within. They trained themselves to be content in difficulty, to be at peace with their own thoughts, and to find joy in self-improvement rather than in external pleasures. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This is the essence of self-sufficiency as a couple, not needing external distractions to feel whole, but finding fulfillment in your shared thoughts, discipline, and purpose. Consider the oak tree standing alone on a hilltop. It does not seek support from the forest, nor does it rely on others to shield it from the wind. It grows strong because of its isolation, its roots digging deeper into the earth to find sustenance, its trunk thickening to withstand the storms. The same principle applies to your relationship. Challenges do not weaken you, they make you unbreakable. Greatness is not about being seen, it is about being undeniable. The moment you stop seeking approval as a couple, you step into a world where success is not dependent on others, but on your own actions. Challenges refine your vision as partners. They remove distractions, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. When you stop looking to the world for permission to succeed, you become free to create, to build, and to forge a path entirely your own. And when the world finally takes notice of your relationship, it will not be because you sought their approval, but because you walked the path together, unwavering and unstoppable. The world respects those who do not need its recognition to persist, and when you cultivate that level of inner strength as a couple, you become truly unshakable. Others will look to you, not because you asked for their attention, but because your actions, your discipline, and your results demand it. The quiet force of your dedication will speak louder than any words ever could. If you find yourselves walking a challenging path together, remind yourselves that difficulty is temporary, but the strength it builds is permanent. Surround yourselves with wisdom, books, mentors, and thoughts that elevate you. Find comfort in your own company as a couple, and you will never feel defeated again. Chapter 10. Becoming an unstoppable couple. Through Stoic principles. By now, you understand that the path to relationship mastery is one of discipline, silence, and relentless action. The Stoics lived by these principles, and in doing so, they became unshakable forces of wisdom and power. They did not seek external validation, nor did they waste time justifying their actions. Instead, they allowed the weight of their work to speak for them. Their strength was not in words, but in unwavering consistency, unshaken by praise or criticism. As a couple, you do not need approval to succeed. You do not need applause to stay motivated. You need only your own unwavering commitment to your shared goals. Work hard in silence together. Trust the process. Let time and effort compound into something undeniable. Do not look for shortcuts, nor seek the easy way forward. True mastery in a relationship is earned through persistence, through an unbreakable mindset that refuses to quit when things become difficult. The Stoics understood that greatness is not about quick victories, but about the endurance to persist through long and unseen efforts. It is easy to chase recognition, to seek validation from the crowd, but external approval is fleeting. What matters is not whether the world applauds your efforts today, but whether you are building something so solid that it cannot be ignored tomorrow. Greatness in a partnership is not granted. It is forged piece by piece in the silence of daily work, in the patience to endure when no one is watching, in the refusal to waver when faced with doubt or obstacles. The world will not recognize you at first. It will doubt you, dismiss you, and overlook you. People will question your choices, mock your discipline, and try to pull you back into comfort and complacency. They may scoff at your quiet commitment, failing to understand the depth of your resolve. But in time, they will have no choice but to acknowledge your success. Your results will become undeniable, your transformation evident. By the time they finally see you, you will have already won, not because they finally notice you, but because you have become the couple you were always meant to be. Greatness does not seek validation. It asserts itself. The greatest relationships in history did not wait for the world's approval before taking action. They did not wait for permission to pursue excellence, nor did they require applause to maintain their motivation. They understood that success is built in silence, nurtured by discipline, and revealed only when the work is complete. You must cultivate this same mindset as partners. You must detach yourselves from the need to be acknowledged and focus entirely on the work itself. The greatest victory is not the recognition of others, but the realization that you have risen above who you once were, that you have proven to yourselves what you are capable of together. The true battle is not against external forces, but against the weaknesses within. The doubts, the procrastination, the fear of failure. When you conquer these internal enemies as a couple, you become unstoppable. It is not about the moment of acknowledgement. It is about the journey that shaped you, the resilience that hardened you, and the discipline that defined you. That is true success, and that is what makes you unstoppable as a couple. And when the world finally takes notice of your relationship, you will not need their approval. You will already have become a force too powerful to ignore. Your journey will inspire, not because you demanded recognition, but because your persistence made recognition inevitable. You will no longer chase greatness as partners. You will embody it. And in that moment, you will realize that the applause never mattered. Only the work itself did. Mastery is a process of continuous refinement, and those who dedicate themselves to it understand that the work is never truly finished. Growth does not come from fleeting effort, nor from short-lived motivation, but from an unwavering commitment to improvement over the long haul. The world rewards those couples who can endure the seasons of silence, the lonely hours of practice, and the sacrifices that few are willing to make. Those who persist are the ones who rise above the rest. To truly command your relationship, you must understand that mastery is not about outperforming others. It is about surpassing your former selves. The real competition is not external, but internal. Each day you must strive to be better partners than you were the day before. The discipline to improve, even in the absence of applause or recognition, is what separates the extraordinary partnerships from the ordinary. You're not here to prove yourselves to others, you're here to build something that speaks for itself. The Stoics taught that hardship is not to be feared but embraced. Every challenge, every failure, and every moment of adversity serves as an opportunity to strengthen your minds and sharpen your focus as a couple. The weak flee from difficulty, while the strong lean into it, knowing that discomfort is the soil in which resilience is cultivated. If you train yourselves to welcome hardship rather than resent it, you will become unstoppable as partners. The more resistance you face, the stronger you will become. Patience is another key element of mastery. In a world that glorifies speed, the Stoics knew that true greatness cannot be rushed. A tree does not grow strong in a single season. It develops over years, rooted deep beneath the surface before it ever reaches the sky. Likewise, your journey as a couple will take time. Do not be discouraged by slow progress. Progress is still progress. Trust in the process, knowing that every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. The unshaken mind does not demand immediate results, but instead understands that mastery is the art of patience and precision. Most relationships fail not because they lack compatibility, but because they lack the endurance to persist. They quit too soon, surrendering to frustration before their efforts bear fruit. They let doubt cloud their judgment, believing that the lack of immediate results means failure. But the wise understand that relationship mastery requires a long-term perspective. The greatest partnerships in history, whether between lovers, friends, or collaborators, were those who dedicated themselves fully to their bond year after year, without being swayed by setbacks or distractions. If you can develop the patience to continue when others give up, success becomes inevitable. Patience is not passive waiting. It is the active refinement of your connection, mindset, and purpose. It is the ability to endure long seasons of obscurity while continuing to build something remarkable. The sculptor does not strike the marble once and expect a masterpiece. He chisels away, refining every detail with quiet determination. The same is true for you as a couple. Every day you push forward, even when progress seems invisible, you are shaping your future with each moment of effort. Discipline is a muscle, and like any muscle, it must be trained. Every time you choose to stay focused, to continue working when you feel like quitting, you strengthen your ability to persist. Over time, this discipline becomes second nature. It is no longer something you force yourselves to do, but something that defines who you are as partners. At that point, the question is no longer whether you will succeed, but simply when. Mastery is inevitable for the couple who refuses to quit. The Stoics taught that control over one's mind is the highest form of power. Many relationships live at the mercy of their emotions, allowing fear, doubt, and distraction to dictate their actions. But those who master themselves master their union. If you can remain composed in chaos, focused in distraction, and unwavering in the face of criticism, you will be unstoppable as a couple. Your minds are your strongest weapons. Train them, guard them, and never allow external circumstances to dictate your path. Patience is the fortress that protects you from impulse and fear. Mastery is not about reaching a final destination, but about becoming partners who never stop improving. The path is endless, and the rewards come not from arriving at some arbitrary endpoint, but from the transformation that occurs along the way. When you embrace this truth, you understand that success is not about validation or external acknowledgement. It is about the satisfaction of knowing you have given your all. Success in a relationship is a process, not a moment. The journey is long, filled with unseen battles and silent sacrifices. There will be times when no one understands why you are working so hard, why you communicate so intentionally, why you prioritize your bond when others choose ease. Do not expect them to understand. Their validation is unnecessary. Your strength is built in these unseen hours, in the moments of struggle where no one is watching. Keep refining your connection, sharpening your communication, and strengthening your discipline. Do not concern yourselves with who is watching or what others think. In the end, your success will not be measured by how many people acknowledged you, but by the depth of your bond, the strength of your commitment, and the legacy of love you build together. And when that moment comes, when your results speak for themselves, you will know that the journey, the silent, unseen, relentless journey, was always the reward. The late nights, the difficult conversations, the quiet victories, all of it will have been worth it. Do not be swayed by the noise of the world. There will always be doubters, those who do not believe in the path you walk together. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them wait to see results while you are busy creating them. True success is not about proving them wrong. It is about proving yourselves right. You're not here to meet their expectations. You're here to exceed your own. And if you ever feel like stopping, if doubt creeps in or fatigue tries to break you, remember the struggle you endure today is the foundation of the success you will stand on tomorrow. Every great relationship has faced moments of doubt, but what separated them was their refusal to quit. Keep going, keep pushing, keep building. The world does not need to see your effort now. It will see it when your results make it impossible to ignore. This is the way of the Stoic partnership, the path of silent excellence. Do not let the distractions of the external world deter you from your purpose. Every day you commit to your discipline. Every challenge you embrace together, you become stronger. You are forging yourselves into something unshakable, something extraordinary. And when the world finally turns its eyes toward your relationship, it will not be because you sought its approval, but because your mastery, your persistence, and your results have made your presence undeniable. So trust the process. Let go of the need for immediate recognition. Focus on the work and let the world catch up later, because when they finally see you, they won't just see a couple who succeeded. They will see partners who refused to stop, who chose effort over comfort, and who mastered the art of silent greatness.